What does it take to kill a man?
Well, that could be debated. But I think we can all pretty much agree that anything from .22 long rifle on up can do the job. In fact, even a BB gun can kill a man. Look at the warning labels. It had to have happened at some point. Somebody got killed by a BB gun. So, okay, they'll both kill a person. But how reliably? Well, what does it take? You have to go, according to the FBI, at least 12 inches through ballistic gelatin with 4 layers of denim. Okay, that'll do it. This is 9mm. That'll do it. That's 45 ACP. Okay, so they'll both go 12 inches or more. In fact, if you look at the statistics that the FBI's posted of their results of ballistic testing, they're pretty much neck and neck, really. 45, yeah, it'll go a little farther. But how much further do you need to go? I mean, are we talking about bear? No, we're talking about humans. And yes, there are fat Americans because, as every person on the internet will tell you from another country, all Americans are fat. Every single one of us. Myself included, because I like beer. And we're also lazy. But that's another point. Regardless, it doesn't take 22 inches of penetration to get to vitals. How far do you have to go through? Maybe realistically about 6 inches. Now, the reason why you want 12 is because after the FBI learned the hard way in the Miami shootout, sometimes you're not always afforded a direct front-on torso shot, or a headshot. So you have to sometimes punch through sideways through the torso. And through their magical calculations, they figured out that 12 inches is the average size of a man's chest, and about how far you're going to have to punch through tissue and bone and muscle and other such things until you get to something nice and meaty and juicy that's going to stop the attack. So, 12 inches. That'll do it. That'll do it. So, what else does it come down to? Well, diameter. Okay, sure. This is a little bigger than this one. These are both exactly the same brand. This is Winchester PDX-1. 124 grain plus P in 9mm, 230 grain in 45 ACP. How big of a difference? Well, kind of hard to tell from a distance, but just for example, size-wise, since I don't have a ruler handy, we're talking dime versus nickel. Nickel and dime again, pun there. But really, not a huge difference. They both make a hole, they both make a person bleed out, and if you get it a good enough shot, both of them will make a person drop like that. Just depends on psychological, depends on where you hit them, so on and so forth. So, okay, yeah, about the same there. What else we got? Well, there's always the other things. Capacity. Yes, you can cram more 9mm in the same amount of space as you can compared to a 45. In fact, the big standby for 45 ACP that everybody loves is a 1911. Don't get me wrong, I've owned one. I love 1911s. I got rid of mine, but that's for another reason. 9mm. Yeah, okay, most people either go with, you can use the Browning High Power as an example because that was one of the first double-stack magazine 9mm, or you can go with everybody's favorite, the Glock 19, which so many people believe can do no wrong. Well, those hold 15. This holds 7+1, so about twice as many in there. So you got capacity, more of this, and this is supposed to hit harder, which again goes back to the thing of knockdown power, which is a complete fallacy. There is no knockdown power. Dead is dead. If the guy stops, even if you just shoot him in the foot, that's stopping. Who cares if he's dead? If you shoot him and he bleeds out 2 hours later, that ain't going to do you any good because he could still stab you or beat you or shoot you to death in the meantime. It can happen with either round, 45 or 9. There's people that have been shot with .22 long rifle and they have dropped like that. Or there's other ones that have been shot and died 2 days later. So, knockdown tower, total myth, total moot point. So, really what we're coming down to as far as what's better one than the other, well, you're getting down to like the little nitpicking things of capacity and cost. 45, more expensive. 9mm, dirt cheap. This is a currently used round. This is also a currently used round, but this is used by almost every freaking country in the world. This one, we're probably about the last country around still using this. Not that it's bad, not that it's outdated. Again, it'll do the job, and dead is dead. And when you're talking Full Metal Jacket, which is thanks to the Hague Convention, or Hague, or however you pronounce that, this is what we're limited to. This is the stupid crap that we have to work with. And so when you're talking non-expanding rounds, yeah, okay, this is going to put smaller holes than this will. But again, not by a whole lot, because really not a big difference. And again, when you shoot flesh, it shrinks up. So, I don't know. Everybody that's going on and on about 45's better because it hits harder or it makes a bigger hole, that's bullshit. And everybody that's going on about 9mm better because 45 is overkill, you know, that's just depends on the shooter. Myself, I ended up getting rid of my 1911 for two reasons. One, feeding the thing's expensive. And two, I can't shoot as fast and get it back on target with 45 ACP as I can with a 9mm. Even with my little lightweight P11, which has a shitload of recoil, compared to my 1911, I could shoot that thing almost twice as fast as I could with my 1911. Accurately. Not just pulling the trigger and throwing lead down range. I mean putting them all on target. So, I kind of lean towards 9 anymore. I used to be hardcore about 45. But really, when you look at it, it ain't got a whole lot going for it. So, that's just my 2 cents on the thing. Go with whatever's comfortable with you. And, you know, be happy. Just don't expect everyone else to drop theirs because yours is so much more superior. Hell, even 40 Smith & Wesson, which goes in size between the two and goes in either way as far as capacity, cost, and so on and so forth. Maybe that's the perfect round. I don't care, really. But, again, for what it's worth, 9mm, that's my pick. And that's my 2 cents on that, dude. Thanks for watching.